not your normal video today, my friends. No, today we are going to go over a move that has withstood the test of time. Your ancestors were doing this move 70 billion years ago. Today's video is also sponsored by these orange sunglasses, because I said so. I don't know where you can get them. I don't know where they're from, but they are now a sponsor of GOLUREMI. That's how we do it here. In all seriousness, today's video is actually sponsored by True. Okay, this is legit. These are the greatest, the world's greatest grip socks. This is not necessarily a plug, because there are Ferraris, there's Bentleys, and there's all the top of the line stuff, and then there's a car you had when you were 15 or 16, and it sucks, okay? Everything is trying to catch up to this, right? So we've got these. Link is right down below. You can get them at GOLUREMI.com, my friend. And now on to the vid. In order to know how to do the sombrero, we need to know what it is in the first place, right? So essentially, it's flicking the ball over another player's head. Now, there's a little bit of debate whether or not you have to do that from a juggle or from directly off the ground. We don't care about that. We want to know exactly how to do that in the game. Now, to do this, it's not as complicated as it really looks. There are some principles, and if you follow these principles, you will give yourself a better chance of being able to do the move, and that's what we're going to go over in this video. You'll notice from our first friend here, Mr. Memphis Depay, playing the ball right into a huge open space. He's running to the ball. That's the very first thing. You have to have a lot of speed and momentum going straight away from where you really want to go. Why? Because the defender is coming with you. So look at the defender behind him. He's coming to pressure. Okay, there's space. I can't just let this guy get the ball and turn. That will allow you to flick the ball over his head. So as Memphis comes in, this guy, he turns. Now, notice his foot, because that's going to be the most complicated part for everyone in trying to get the ball up in this position. So look at how my foot is in this clip right here. You can see that you don't have to turn it all the way sideways. You're going to have to figure this out yourself. That's part of it. But you have to know that you just have to turn it just enough to get your foot to the side, let the ball hit it, and obviously start that flick up, okay? But before all that happens, you have to know you want to have speed. You want the ball that's passed into you also to be of a lot of speed. The less speed that it comes into you, the less chance you have of flicking the ball over your head. So the other thing that you want is space in behind you. So you'll notice Memphis checks into this space. He knows there's tons of space around him, and he knows his defender is probably following him. You can feel them, all right? You don't have to see them, you know, okay? And so as he comes in to check and do this, he knows that there's gonna be space behind him, so you immediately turn and take off. He gets fouled, boom, it's excellent. So you'll notice a bit of a different action here, but the same principles, everything is exactly the same. Notice that. You have to pick up on these patterns if you want to do this. So our friend Pogba here checks into space, just like we said, comes with a little bit of speed. The defender is following him right behind. What happens? The ball bounces, he flicks it right up and over his head. The exact same thing. Defenders have seen it. Everybody's seen this happen before, but during the game, things are fast and you don't know what's going to happen. So he flicks it up, boom, he turns, runs into a little bit of trouble right there with the next defender, but does okay. Muy bien, cabrones. Ahora en español, porque, bueno, la verdad no tengo una buena razón, solo quiero hablar un poco en español. Así que este es un sombrero de Ronaldinho en 2003 o 4, no lo sé, contra Albacete. Y así que, sí, hablo español. Tenemos un canal que se llama GOLUREMI Languages, where I speak 9 different languages and prank people. My God, my friends, you have to go watch this insane shit happen. Go watch these crazy people we talk to on Omegle. It's insane, okay? I'll go back to English just for now, but if you want to go see me speak in other languages, go to that channel. I'm telling you. Now, it's one of my favorite sombreros because he's juggling to try and get the ball down. But the same principle applies, except for he's not checking into space. He knows that there's space. There's space because of the chaos. He's trying to get the ball down, and these other guys, they think, great, let's team up on Ronaldinho. That'll work. So all he does is flick the ball up and out into that space. Now, that flick action we can't go over today because we're not on the field, but just know that he understands the same principle. I can flick this ball up and out around these guys. Why should I go through them? Why should I go, to the side of them, to left or the right, when I know if I can get the ball over him, all I have to do is now get myself out, and he does that perfectly, all right? So the same thing applies. You have to at least know the space behind you, and if you do, you know that you can flick the ball up and around. So we'll go over this flick if you guys really want to. Comment down below. We'll go over this flick more in depth. This clip is insane. So you're going to notice that he doesn't have a chance to check into space to bring the defender. What he has to do is, as he's backing up, he looks just to know that this guy is probably going to pressure me. All right. There's a whole lot of complex calculations that this guy is making, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more. But he knows that defender realizes I can't let him get the ball in open space and turn. I have to pressure him. He knows someone's coming. And because he knows that, he doesn't have to look up again. As the ball's flicked in, he chips it. All right, this is a chip. This guy chips the ball, puts the right amount of spin on it, okay? Do not miss this detail. He puts just the right amount of spin on it just to get it to go right within his stride. And then he's able to pass the ball. I think he passes to Saviola. And then they eventually missed a shot. It would have been amazing if they scored. If they did an interview with this defender, I have no idea what he would say that happened. The point of this video is for you to understand the principles that we talked about. We want you to know that if you check into space, the defender is most likely going to have to follow you. All right. The space that you left is also available to you. So also, if guys are all over you, the chaos, if they're tackling, all that stuff, just like that Ronaldinho flick up right there, you know that there's definitely, if they're too on top of you, a simple flick and move will get you out of almost anything. A simple feint in that moment will get them to chase and move. They've lost their minds at that second. They're just trying to get you under control. Sometimes it works and you panic and you do something and you mess up, right? But if you can stay composed, that's what's available to you, all right?